Come on, Edwin. Yeah! Let's fucking go! Pardon the French, everybody. I'm sorry. Parental advisor, you might need the earmuffs. I apologize. This is Wardy, and I'm here to break down after Edwin Diaz had a 2-on. No out jam. He strikes out everyone and their mother. Mookie's out of here. Tio's out of here. Freddie Freeman, sayonara. See you later. We'll see you back at Citi Field this Wednesday. A tied NLCS. It's 1-1. Let's go it, baby. Let's get it going. Bang! Wow! What a ball game. What a ball game, baby. How we feeling, Mets fans? How we feeling? Wow! Spam those W's on the live show right here, right now, baby. We're feeling great. We're feeling lively. We're feeling electric. Everybody, it is that time. Let's let it rip with the one, the only, the official WardyNYM NLCS Game 2 victory. Post-game jingle, baby. Hype me up. Hype me up. Shout out to my guys Greg and Jordan with the official WardyNYM post-game jingle. I want to see those W's spam right here, right now. The boys just took Game 2 after being decimated in Game 1. You had an opportunity. It's a bullpen game against the Dodgers. You're facing everyone, their mother in their pen. What are you gonna do about it? And the boys get off early. Cisco bombs, Vientos grand salamis for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You didn't hit a lick against Warriors in scoring position up until the 9th, but that's okay. Polar Bear Pete Alonso being the difference maker that we saw there, stealing second base, scoring that 7th run of the ball game for the Amazons. What a massive NLCS Game 1 victory. How you doing, everybody? It's your guy, Wardy, and you're chiming in for our latest New York Metropolitan post-game segment presented by BetUS, America's #1 sportsbook. Make sure to check them out tonight. I hope you guys hammered the Mets money line the way that your boy did at plus 125 on a 50-piece. Use our promo code YouTube150. That way you too get a 150% bonus on your first deposit. $125 on your second deposit. $125 on your third, up to $2,000 for all your sports betting needs. Juan Diaz, great member, says be positive. You gotta believe. LFGM, baby. Hype me up, baby. Let's go. What a ball game for the boys. This is exactly how you need to respond if you're the Mets. They did everything that they needed to do. Yes, the Mets had a lot of opportunities after the second inning that we would have loved to see them pounce more. Yes, was this a sweatier ball game than it should have been for a 4-run lead and a victory? Yes, all those things are true. But what is also true is that the Mets got themselves now a massive, a vital split for the first 2 games in LA. They head back home for their next 3. Game 3, Game 4, Game 5, all at Citi Field. That has to get you excited. That has to get you pumped up. The boys have a chance to control their destiny here against the big bad Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani didn't do a lick against the boys. We walked him twice. He had 2 strikeouts. He was 0 for 3. We attacked everyone exactly how we needed to in this match. Why is my camera look the way that? Give me 1 second, everybody. Okay, I think it's good. Awesome. Let's see what we got in the chat real quick, and then I got a lot to say. George, thank you for the $10 holla. Eric says with a 3-piece, next game at Citi Field are going to be legendary. Absolutely. I can't wait. I'm praying I can attend one of those games, but if I can't, don't worry, guys. We're going to cover it here on the WardyNYM platform, as we always do. Every single game, end game, post game, like right here, right now, folks. Beat LA, says Frank Sessa. Thank you so much for the dono. We appreciate you. Beat LA indeed, my friend. Everybody, let's break down this amazing ball game, because what a win it was. My God. Let's do the quick summary here, because then I'm going to post it as an instant reaction on YouTube right away. Then we're going to continue on with this one, because, guys, This was a ball game that had a lot. This is a ball game that had everything. You had your Samoan southpaw on the bump and Sean Manaea, who desperately needed a big outing. This is the same Sean Manaea who had an over 7 career ERA and 40-plus innings against the same LA Dodgers throughout his career. The problem for the Dodgers is they thought that they were getting old Sean Manaea, the man that was Swiss cheese on the Padres 2 years ago, when in reality, you're getting the current Sean Manaea, the man with the arm slot change, the man that's doing his best Chris Sale impression, the man that's going to work quick counts and make Shohei Ohtani look silly. Shohei, absolutely god-awful first at-bat, god-awful second at-bat, god-awful third, every single time facing Shohei Ohtani. Sean Manaea reigns supreme like the Samoan southpaw of an ace that he is for this Mets team. You got electricity from the Mets and Sean Manaea, who went 5 solid innings for the Mets in this matchup. And yes, I understand he did end up giving up a couple runs, but that is far more the fault that we saw there to a degree with Jose Iglesias with that error there in the inning that really unfolded. Then we saw Phil Maton come in from thereafter. We're going to break that down in a second. But Sean Manaea, 5 strong innings of pure earned run baseball, 7 Ks, 4 walks, which we don't love, but hey, a very solid start, all things considered, from the Samoan southpaw. Without doing that all deep dive, I'm giving Sean Manaea a rating today of a solid 6.5 out of 10. He kept the Mets not only in this ball game, but he shut down everyone that you need to shut down for the most part. Brilliant work by Sean Manaea. I would argue 7 out of 10 too, but I'm going to go 6.5, a little bit more conservative. I'm curious where you guys feel on that one. Let's see here. Goomba with the $10 holla. Goomba says, had the foresight to bet on Vientos to hit a grand slam. 3 to go. Back to Queens with home field. 3 to go to the World Series, baby. LFGM. LFGM indeed! The fact that we're having a conversation where the Mets are just 3 games away, 3 victories away from World Series play. That's why I'm voice cracking. That's why I'm tomato faced. That's why I'm sweating bullets, because real Mets fans understand how important this is. I have not experienced an NLCS since I was 15. I'm 24 and a father of a 4-month-old now. You realize how much long of a time that has been for us fans? We have not had much. As a fan, I barely witnessed any great postseason heroics outside of 2015, and then you lose because Syndergaard dominates, but you can't do anything on the offensive end in your one-game wild card in 2016. This is everything to us Mets fans. Whereas Dodgers fans, this is another day on the block. And speaking of Dodgers fans, I got a lot to say in this ball game, but I got one more thing to say. And this is to each and every one of you Dodgers fans chiming in right now on our replay. I know not a lot of you guys are. I know you're butthurt. I know you're sad because your boys lost game 2. But all you fair weather schmucks that came in our show for game 1 saying you're going to absolutely get swept, you're going to get dominated, you don't stand a chance. We'll be back here tomorrow for more. And I said, please bring it. Be back here tomorrow. You're going to talk the talk. Let's do it. Let's do this back and forth. Crickets. Surprise, surprise, crickets. It's almost like when you're a fair weather fan that doesn't show up to the ballpark until the 6th inning to begin with, and then you leave in the 8th. It's almost like I'm not surprised by the lack of attendance from Dodgers fans today. Now, to all my Dodgers fans that took the time to chime in live on our replay for our post-game coverage and game coverage, I appreciate you guys greatly. No matter how much you're smack talking or feeling the way you feel, I commend you guys because you're coming into our house. So, the same way that you guys were victory lapping yesterday is the same way that I'm going to smack you silly with facts today. You guys had an opportunity to have a 2-0 lead on the New York Mets in the NLCS. You guys had great opportunities to make this happen, and you absolutely let them all fall short. Now the Mets have the momentum. We have the off day as we travel back to New York. Game 3 beginning this Wednesday. If you do not feel confident, if you do not feel excited about this Mets team, I don't know what else to tell you as a Mets fan, because this is everything. Literally everything to us. Everything. And I appreciate the kind words. We got Dodgers fans being respectful. Even the ones that talk smack, I don't mind. My man Jeff, who donated, who tried to reverse jinx by saying congrats on the win when Andy Pages rips a single off of Diaz kick off the inning. That isn't even going to work. So thankfully, even with the reverse jinxes out in the distance, it didn't happen. It's a big YouTube channel. He was in here yesterday. I know Dodgers Nation. I'm good friends with D-Mac. We appreciate him. Love D-Mac. D-Mac and I weren't able to collab, sadly, for the preview, but maybe we'll collab somehow this series. I don't know if he's going to want to, though, depending on how Game 3 goes. But everybody, to further recap on this ball game, I just got to say it briefly. And Goomba, thank you for the $5 haul. I appreciate that. It's not how hard you hit. It's how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning's done. Relaxation, no Shohei, no Tani. Love the wordplay, baby. I'm loving every single second of that. Continue to spend the W's. Michael Saya, 1988 with a $20 haul. We win game 1 and lose the series. Dodgers win game 1 in 2024 and we win the series, question mark? One way to find out, Michael, and that's continue to take these ball games day by day. The same way that the Mets went into this matchup, they were down and out. They lost terribly yesterday, 9-0. Nothing went right. From the ump show not even favoring them at all, not that it meant much to them potentially having a little bit of a hangover because they had multiple days rest that they haven't had all postseason long. That hurt them with their momentum. Jack Flaherty dominated. He looked great, and he deserves all the credit in the world. But nothing went right for the Mets in that 9-0 loss yesterday. Fast forward to today. We had fans right away in the chat pregame saying, Wardy, Lindor's hitting a leadoff home run. It's going to happen. What happens? Bam! Lindor leadoff home run. And how's he do it? He does it brilliantly in the Francisco Lindor way that you expect. Lindor barrels one all to right after grinding out what was a tremendous at-bat by Lindor. He was making sure he got his pitch to hit. He was hacking away everything. Foul, an early grind of an at-bat of what felt like, north of 10 pitches, whatever it was. And Lindor rips that one to right when he finally gets the meatball down the pipe. That's all Lindor wanted, and he got it. That gives the Mets the early 1-0 lead. Then from there, we see the Mets pounce big time in the second. And this is after Sean Manaea had himself a gorgeous 1-2-3. Mind you, Ohtani with the strikeout. Betts strikes out. Ohtani struck out terribly. He had no clue where the pitch was coming. I think it was a sweeper down and away there from Manaea to Ohtani, and he had nothing. Betts with a strikeout. Teoscar Hernandez there that we saw with the walk. And then Freddie Freeman with that first pitch out does it for the first. And the second, star-studded Starling Marte continues to be that great plate setter. I love the fact, and Shadow Wall with the $2 holla, acknowledge your tribal chief, which is Mr. Sean Manaea. We're not going with Roman Reigns, we're going with Sean today. Adam, thank you so much for the donation. I will get to that after I break down everything that I have to say here. Appreciate that kindly. But listen, the Mets had the exact same lineup today as they did Game 1. I'm not joking. Look at it, everybody. I understand the late game replacements are going to show Acuna in here and everything, but no, it was the same exact lineup as yesterday to start off this ball game, and the Mets lineup did exactly what you need them to do. In the second inning in a bullpen game against the LA Dodgers, they gave you everything that you were looking for and then some. How so? Let's break it down. Starling Marte batting fifth, who was the Mets' leading hitter today with a whopping 3 hits, a tremendous game, 3 for 5 that we saw there for star-studded Starling. He kickstarts the inning in the second that we see there with a single, and thank you guys so much for those donations. I appreciate them. I will get to that in just a second. Let me screenshot them to make sure that I don't miss anything. I want to make sure I get to all your comments. We're just about at 500 likes in our post-game live show, so thank you guys for that. But Marte with the single, Jesse Winker with the walk. Mind you, these were quality at-bats here against the bullpen of the LA Dodgers. And then we see afterwards a Jose pop out. Lindor is intentionally walked for Mark Vientos. Now, Mark Vientos had a really, really bad first day at the plate yesterday in LA. He struck out 2 or 3 times and looked outmatched basically every single time out there. Mark Vientos, he already had 2 home runs in this year's postseason, both of which came in the 7-6 loss, sadly, to the Phillies in Game 2 of the NLCS and Philly. He wanted to rewrite the story. He wanted to change things, and he did exactly that. Vientos with a tremendous grind of an at-bat, north of 10 pitchers or so, just like Lindor, waits for exactly what he's looking for, and then he gets all of that one. It's high! It's far! It is gone! A grand salami for Swaggy V, Daddy V, Marky V, Vientos, and the Mets have themselves an early 6-0 lead that we saw there throughout the first 2 innings. From there, we would see in the bottom of the second, another easy inning there for Mr. Sean Manaea. He gives up the 1-out single to Tommy Edman after striking out Will Smith, and then he gets Kike with a walk, so actually 2 get on, my apologies, and then Paje strikes out. Either way, he escapes the jam unscathed with 2 on, less than 2 out without a problem. In the top of the third, Polar Bear Pete Alonso, who I thought had a very good quality game with the fundamentals. Not only with the defense, where I know it was suspect, Freddie Freeman kind of got in the way of him a little bit. That led to some run scoring, but Alonso made up for it big time with his base running in the end of this ball game. No less, Polar Bear Pete with a single in the third. Marte pops out. Winker then strikes out on what was a bad call by the ump. There were a lot of bad calls going both ways in this one. Edward, thank you for that donation. I will get to that here in a second, everybody, as we continue to break this one down. But Jose Iglesias then gets on with a single. Tyrone Taylor then with a walk. It's bases loaded for the Mets. Bases loaded, and they don't do anything. Alvarez flies out. Alvarez's second and third at-bats of the day, or first and second, both came with guys on, and he did nothing with it, sadly. Alvarez did not have it going. He stranded 5 on base over the course of a couple innings, and that was the story of the Mets offense, because after the second inning, They didn't do anything up until the ninth. That was so frustrating. Because even when you're up 6-0, it doesn't guarantee anything against a Dodgers team that can break out in one big inning and make the difference. Thankfully for the Mets, and thankfully for us Mets fans, that didn't happen to the degree that we were concerned or really worrisome that it would. Speaking of the Mets here, as we reel back in this matchup, in the bottom of the third, more easy work for Sean Manaea. A nice 1-2-3 as he strikes out Shohei Ohtani on 3 pitches. Mookie Betts with the flyout and Teoscar Hernandez with a strikeout. In the top of the fourth, Marky V with an opposite field single. Alonso with a strikeout, which was a quality at bat for the most part up until that final pitch, which was a tough call. But again, you got to be swinging there. Too close to taking Alonso. And still, the Mets are up by 6 as we get to the bottom of the fourth. Another clean inning for Sean Manaea. Freddie Freeman grounds out. Tommy Edman and Mr. Will Smith both line out. This is the same Tommy Edman that had 3 hits against the Mets. Very good game for him. Thankfully, it wasn't enough, though, for the Dodgers as they lost this one. 7-3 is your final score. And Mets fans, as you're chiming in live and replaying the postgame, continue to spam those W's in the chat right here, right now. Let me know, what is your biggest takeaway from this Game 2 NLCS victory? I want to hear it. I want to see it, baby. Let's see it, and let's break down exactly that, because as we reel back in here, the party would start here for the LA Dodgers in the bottom of the 5th. This was after the Mets stranded Jesse Winker there and Taylor because Alvarez flies out poorly, unfortunately, to end the inning in the 5th. In the bottom of the 5th, Max Muncy turns on one. It wasn't bad pitch placement. It was a sinker up high and away a little bit. What we see from Sean Manaea typically, especially lefty-lefty, but Max turned on that one for his second home run playoffs. It's a 6-1 ball game. Kike flies out, Andy Pages with a strikeout, and Ohtani with an infield pop out on the second pitch he saw. Safe to say Shohei had no recipe for Sean Manaea whatsoever, and that held true. In the top of the 6th, Mets would get Lindor on via an error, even though it really was a single that I think that they should turn because it hit off of Muncy's glove, but it was a nice barrel ball there by Lindor. Vientos with the double play, nothing else happens. In the bottom of 6, Mookie Betts with the walk, Teoscar Hernandez with the walk, 2 on, no out here to start the inning for Sean Manaea, and then Freddie Freeman allows the bases to be loaded with no out, and that does it for Sean Manaea's day because Jose Iglesias, he picks up the head too fast. He has a play at second. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to go. I'm trying to make it happen. It doesn't work. And just like that, there's bases loaded. No out for Phil Maton, which, yes, I know you heard that correctly. Phil Maton comes in with bases loaded, no out. He gets a huge first pop out that doesn't allow a run against Will Smith. No, not the fresher Prince of Bel-Air, just the white boy Will Smith here in this one. Afterwards, we would see Tommy Edman have a fantastic game as he rips a 2-run single. Edman, who moved up in the line for the Dodgers from batting 9th yesterday to batting 6th today, worked in their favor big time. Thankfully, though, it wasn't enough. That 2-run single makes this a ball game for the Dodgers as we then head to the 7th. In the 7th, the Mets have a leadoff runner at second, with the 1 out, and star-studded Starling Marte rips a 1-out double. The Mets can't drive him in, though. Again, another opportunity where the Mets could have pounced and raised the scoring position. They don't do it. We see in the bottom of 7th, Andy with a pop-out, Ohtani with a 4-pitch walk, and then Ryan Stan comes into play. Now, when this happened, we were all kind of head-scratching because we were saying to ourselves, why are we keeping Phil Maton in this inning? Why are we going to walk Ohtani on 4 pitches, basically, and then bring in Stanek? Why not bring in Stanek to potentially challenge Ohtani here? But hey, if it works, it works. And thankfully for the Mets and Carlos Mendoza, all of his bullpen decisions today pretty much worked for the most part. I can't criticize him. It's one of those things, it's a hindsight 2020 thing. If Stanek gets rocked, or if Maton got rocked worse than he did, or if Edwin gets rocked worse than he did, we're all complaining. But because it didn't happen, we're all smiling cheek to cheek, tied in this NLCS, 1-1 apiece. Now, as we see there, as Stanek would come into the ball game, he would get Mookie Betts striking out on a high heat, all upstairs, 3 pitches, and you're out of here. Mookie Betts was a non-factor today, as was the case with Teoscar Hernandez, who grounds out quickly. In the 8th, Alvarez gets on with a 1-out walk. That's all she wrote. In the bottom of the 8th, Freddie Freeman gets on, Freddie Freeman grounds out. A nice play by Acuna, who comes in as the late game replacement there to go to second base, shifts to Jose the third, and Vientos' day is done. Smith then with the line out, that being in Will, and then we see Tommy Edman with another hit, a 2-out single for Tommy. Max Muncy gets on with a walk. It's 2 on, 2 out. We bring in Edwin Diaz. Yes, I was saying to myself, we should probably keep Ryan Stanek in this ball game. It just feels like it makes more sense, but no, the Mets don't do that, and in turn, what do we find out? We see the Mets get themselves some massive outs here from Edwin Diaz. After a double steal, mind you, where there's runners at second and third, where a single just completely opens the floodgates for the Dodgers right back in this ball game. Instead, it's a massive flyout on Kike Hernandez that does it. In the ninth, the top of the ninth, Polar Bear Pete Alonso, one of my biggest takeaways today, outside of Marky V and Lindor doing their things, it is the Polar Bear gets on here with a key walk to begin the inning against Henriquez or so. Why is that important? Because after he gets on with a walk, he steals second base during Marte's at-bat. Then Marte does what you'd hope he'd do, and he rips a single up the middle. There's Alonso, rounding third, he dives home, he's there, he's safe! Mets have themselves a 4-run differential, a 4-run lead, and that would transfer over that we would then see into the bottom of the ninth. Because as we get to the bottom of the ninth, you give up a hit to Pages, the number 9 hitter, to then face Shohei. You walk Shohei, and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, Edwin is really going to do this thing again. He's going to blow it. This is exactly what the writing's on the wall. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse before it gets better. No! I'm wrong! You're wrong! We're all wrong! Edwin hankers down. He pulls that fastball straight out of his pocket, and he strikes out everyone in their mother. Mookie, out of here. Tio, out of here. Freddie Freeman and that bum ankle. Sayonara. See you later. We'll see you back at Citi Field there for Game 3, baby, in an even series. Mets take this one. We're pumped up. Luis Severino is expected to be the Game 3 starter. We'll break that down more tomorrow in live coverage. To everyone initially reacting and wanting to know your initial reactions, drop them down below to this amazing NLCS Game 2 victory for the boys. We're hyped up. We got ourselves 3 more victories to get before, yes, World Series play. I can't believe I'm saying that, but that is a conversation we can rightfully have. Nanya, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that too. Absolutely bananas. So hyped up with the boys after this game. What a victory for them, folks. What an amazing one. To everyone watching live, we're going to continue on with our live segment right now. Going to get your comments. Going to break down more of what I love so much about the Mets in this matchup. What we can look forward to after the off day tomorrow. For all my fans that are watching this as a pre-record clip there that I'm posting on YouTube shortly, thank you guys so much for that. Let me see the live reactions. And let's effing go Mets, baby. Tied series. Let's get some more done.